Flyknight. What is it? Scholars and elders from all across the globe have debated its form since the Big Bang, never truly being able to define it. Disagreements, arguments, fights, and even wars have broken out over differing opinions regarding Flyknight. This enigma has transcended the barriers of space, time, and the laws of physics to leave mankind twisting in on itself to fit this eldritch secret into our narrow perceptions on these matters. Be prepared that once you open this Pandora's box, there will be no return, and your life will never be the same. It's kind of exactly what it says. You're a fly that's also a knight that hits other bugs with sticks. Kind of straightforward, really. What the fuck else do you want? Now, I'm a big fan of Dark Messiah of Might and Magic.
My God, what a masterpiece!
So much so that I made my first ever video review all about it. Ever since I played it and fell in love with it, I've been seeking out games that take inspiration from it. We're probably never going to get another Dark Messiah game or a remake, even though we are in an era where remakes and reboots are coming out left and right. We'll likely never get to see DM have the proper love it deserves. My personal opinion is that flawed gems deserve remakes more than already great games like RE4 and Halo CE. Oh god, I'm worried about this one, guys.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I do understand that the safest bets are to breathe new life into something that's already great, and IP recognition is an important factor as well. But it's still clear that people have a love for DM and they bring its essence of what makes the game work into their projects. Either way, make it happen, Ubisoft. I'm begging over here. I will do horrible things for a chance to... lost myself there for a second. Admittedly, this does take more notes from the Soul series than Dark Messiah, but it has a kick button and it's in first person. My criteria isn't exactly strict here. Flyknight was made by a very small team and by the same person who made Sorceress, who goes by Wababoy. The inspirations for this title are definitely worn on its sleeve. Dark Souls, old school RuneScape, Dark Messiah, and man's oldest game. Wait, fishing? It's a first-person action RPG that has the art style of old-school RuneScape, but has the bonfire checkpoints, equipment management, encounter, and level design of Dark Souls. And the cherry on top is that it has a kick button. There's also plenty of neat weapons, spells, and fresh drip to make your knight pretty fly. Let's talk about the weapons first. The weapons give you a healthy variety of different things like maces, swords, daggers, hammers, shields, and so on, with some flavorful alterations mixed in. But there are a few factors to consider, because it isn't just about damage numbers and attack speed. There are damage types like crushing or slashing that matter because there are a variety of bugs you have to fight that might have some armor or some exposed body parts. For example, that scimitar you drop might be good at unarmored enemies, but kind of bounces off when you come across those thick fellas sporting some hardy drip. There's also directional attacks that make you consider how you want to attack. Weapons that can swing from side to side can be bad against enemies with shields, but that guy? Woohoo! He has some exposed leggies that are weak to getting poked at with a spear. Another reason to never skip leg day. There's also a neat little dismemberment system to complement all the rest of this. Are you annoyed by that guy with the bow? Just run up to him and chop off the arm that's holding the bow. Pop off the guy's head and he'll bleed out. It's definitely not needed, but adds a layer of depth to combat more than just swinging until the other guy just falls down. Spells aren't as plentiful as weapons, but provide just as much influence as to how you're going to play. I see it as a bit of seasoning to add some flavor on a solid melee combat system. These stay varied and very powerful if used properly. You can get simple projectiles, a marauding fly trap that attacks anything that gets close to it. Yes, that does include you. You are a fly after all. The small tornado aggressively chips away at enemies that might have a tough guard to break or just stuck in a corner, so you can just bully the shit out of him. Summon little spiders to gank your foes, but Honestly, they have the effectiveness of a toddler trying to attack an elephant. There's also a spell that will launch other characters into the air for unexpected fall damage. I do wish there was more viability for a magic-based build, but from how the game appears to be structured, the magic is more of a way to assist the melee combat. There are equipable items like rings that will help you get some mana back or make your spells more powerful, but nothing really stands out that makes you a straight-up wizard.
You got any fence? A fence? I didn't fence. My balls are hot.
Since this is a game that probably took some notes from Dark Messiah, I gotta dedicate some time to talk about the kick, obviously. Unfortunately, the game doesn't have the same versatility and sandbox interactivity of the OG, but has its own place. Much like Dark Souls, it's used to break guard and push enemies back a little bit, but a difference is that the game uses a knockdown mechanic that when paired with the parry, knocks enemies flat, and just feels so satisfying to pull off. Oh, get parried! Dude! Get rinsed, bro. Get parried, moron. The only problem is that the parry attempt and the kick drains a good chunk of your stamina, and the regen is pretty slow, so you don't really get to take advantage of it very often. Keep in mind that the knockdown mechanic is symmetrical, so they can do it to you too if your stamina is drained to 0. Oh, fuck. Please, please. I guess if there's one thing I would change is to make the knockdown on enemies last a bit longer, or the stamina regen to recover just a little quicker. This is definitely not a major complaint, but a nitpick or a skill issue on my part. Enemies also kind of behave and are classified into ways that make sense. Ants are little bastards. Isopods hunker down with thick armor and a shield. Wasp enemies also move quickly, attack aggressively, and treat you as if your bug blood is good to pay rent with, and rent is due. Blood for the blood god and all that. We also have beetles that are well known for doing what they do in real life. Dive kicking, sweeping, and punching you like you're playing Street Fighter. Yeah, that makes sense. Ladybugs will also cast magic spells at you and be evasive. Alright, we're getting slightly off track here, but the enemies and designs are pretty great. Environment design is quite good as well. Not a huge variety since each environment is either a swamp, castle, or some ruins. I knock it, but I don't mind that since the encounter design and the combat is engaging enough and it's not a super long game. But I think that's to the game's benefit. It's still a bit of variation, and it does change up the game's aesthetics. The game also really leans into its bug theme of the encounters and environments. For example, while you're going through this area with some brambles, you get bushwhacked by stick bugs that blend seamlessly into the surroundings that hit you with the Doke special.
Surprise, motherfucker!
There are also some mosquito enemies in swamp areas that continuously respawn, which is not a major pain in the ass at all, man. Nope, not at all. I'm looking at you, Blight Town. Don't think I forgot for a second, you fucker. If the game's stretched out and these were the only environments, I would get a bit tired of them. It would suffer from the same problem I kind of had with Bloodborne, where the game is only cemeteries and gothic churches with the occasional eldritch mix-up here and there. I do love Bloodborne, though. It's my favorite FromSoft game, and I wish Sony would actually kind of, do something with it rather than just sitting on it like Smaug. Anyways, the game has some clever little ambushes and some tricky traversal that gets that fun little panic of trying to figure out how to deal with it on the fly. Alright, okay, I'll stop. One thing that makes a surprise appearance in this game is co-op for up to 3 people. Kind of shocked me that a game this small not only has co-op, but it works, and it works really well. My time playing with some friends, we only had a couple of times where one of us got disconnected, but we were able to reconnect with no issue and just kept on playing. It was smooth and didn't experience any latency problems either. I'm impressed, to be honest. Good thing to take note of too, friendly fire is on. So he's not the greatest guy. Oh, you fucker! You fucker!
You actually killed him! Oh, wait, did Yeah, you did! You fell him to his death!
Cannonballs away! Oh no, not the kick.
Oh, we having a final duel?
Oh!
I'm gonna fucking lose this. Get away from me!
Derek, you shitter.
see the opportunity.
I
I just like.
Oh, what a magic loser. Get a load of this guy.
Oh, he says the guy spamming magic in the corner for the past 3 minutes.
Man, a mana much nerd.
I don't generally try to sell people on the whole, it's fun with your friends argument, since it's easy to have a good time with people you already like, and even if the game was bad, you could easily have a good time. All you have to do is sit down at a bonfire, invite your friends, and they jump in seamlessly. As far as I can tell, the game doesn't scale difficulty with bosses or any encounters based on how many people you have in your game, which adds a nice kind of casual feeling where if you don't normally play these kind of games, but just want some help and chat with your boys, it helps make things simpler. The boss fights are few and far between, but the ones that are there are entertaining and varied. Admittedly, I'm not good at Souls-like games, but I do manage to bash my head against the wall long enough to stumble my way to the end of each one that I've played. These fights will test the skills you have, but don't make you feel like you have to sweat or optimize your build in order to beat them. Just keep your focus, pay attention to your stamina, and you'll beat them without too much trouble. I only needed a couple of attempts at most on the bosses, but if you're doing good enough to get your way to them, you got this. I believe in you. My experience, I never felt like I hit a brick wall or felt frustrated like I would playing Elden Ring at times. If you've never played these kind of games before, you might feel a bit more friction than me, but if you're Souls-like veteran, there's still more than enough to hook in your interest and keep you engaged the whole way through. Yeah? Oh! Oh, that was sick! Yeah. Huge! That was awesome. That was so cool. So my verdict is simple. Flyknight is a hell of a game, and I walked away from it with nothing but a smile on my face. It's easy to see the passion, charm, and ambition indie developers put into their projects. Now, I want to play a little guessing game with you. Go ahead, and guess what you think the price is for this game. No cheating. I will know if you look it up, and I will bonk you with the frog hammer. This game costs...
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? You won't regret picking this one up in the slightest. If you want some solid fundamental combat and an accessible entry into the Souls-like genre with some charming aesthetics, you cannot go wrong here. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. What was your favorite part about Flyknight? Was there anything that I missed that you'd like to talk about? Bring it all in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stupid nonsense in case you feel like it. The footage that I have here is from my Twitch channel, in which I stream 3 times a week, and it's my primary form of content creation, so in case you want to catch me live, my links are in the description. Alright, Jeff, let them know what's up.
Joverkill on top.